Alright, so we are back for another video, guys, and today we're going to be checking another IKKO product. This is the OH1S, and what's really interesting here is this is a dual driver configuration. So before we did check on IKKO, and it's a single dynamic driver. So first time that we're checking out BA based IKKO in this channel. So actually, as you guys can see, it's a really nice portrait here of an IM. So actually for IKKO, one of the better ones for packaging that I have seen here in this channel, and that's really interesting. I'm getting an old driver 33518, and also dynamic driver as well, carbon nano diaphragm, and this is gonna be your unboxing experience, and that is the gems for you. And actually for me, for IKKOs, they design really nicely their IMs, and you're getting also IKKO design as well at the front. So pretty cool unboxing experience here, and this is your unboxing experience. And yeah, from the get-go, this looks similar to the IKKO OH10s that we unboxed before. So in the box, you're getting a really nice case here, and the locking mechanism as well is made of leather. So actually for me, I'm not big of a fan of this kind of locking mechanism. It looks nice, but in terms of the actual function, this won't be the best in putting this in your bag and stuff. And you have a very generous selection of tips here, and this is the cable that you are getting. So actually it feels really good in the hand. It's not the thickest cable that I have seen, but I do like the texture overall. It feels upscale, maybe reminds me of the Kinera Freya cable as well, but this might be a bit more glossy compared to your Kinera Freya cable. Feels really good in the hand here. Alright, so this is the lobes itself, and look at this, guys. This might be one of the best looking IEMs that I have seen here in this channel, and one of the better build as well. So it's kind of like a mix of metal and also resin as well. So you're getting that maybe resin at the outside. It actually has a bit of shine there. If you guys can see, it's a bit see-through, and you have that mix of metal as well. So the aesthetics here, one of the best, if not the best, that I have seen. So looking at the lobes itself, so it's actually a very safe shape. It's actually a small IM here, so this is not as big as your OH10s. This is a bit smaller. Smaller compared to maybe your usual moondrops of the world. So this might be easy for people with smaller ears to wear on the ear. And yeah, the shape as well, it doesn't have some fins, so this might be one of the more easy to wear IEMs here, and also comfortable to wear as well. So yeah, let's try to put this on the ear. Alright, so we are now wearing it on the ear, and actually it's not that big of an IEM. It's actually a small IEM, so smaller compared to your usual maybe moondrops, KZs of the world. So it's actually very comfortable to wear. So it's a very light IEM, very comfortable to wear, so you can wear this for a long listening session. Isolation as well, above average, I'd say, because of the deeper insertion. It isolates quite a bit of noise here, and also stability really good because of that ear hooks, and also because the insertion is quite good on the ear. So stability is really good here. So I would say overall for the fit on the ear unboxing experience, I would say exceptional here. One of the best unboxing experiences that I have seen in that price range. Alright, so we are now gonna listen to some tunes, and again we're using the Cavalli Tube Hybrid with the Grace S DAC for our listen today. Here's the first impressions. This is definitely more of a bright type of listen to the ear. There's ample shine there at the top. This is definitely different compared to what I've listened to with the IKKO OH10s. So the OH10s has more low end compared to this one. So this is more of an analytical listen to the ear. So actually in terms of the overall sound, this reminds me of maybe the HZ sound heart mirror. In terms of the overall listen to the ear, or maybe the Hydis MS2s as well. So much like those IEMs, but this might be even brighter, even more clarity focused compared to those two IEMs. Actually in this price range, this might be one of the more shimmery tops that I've listened to. So definitely the shine here on top is the key highlight for me of this IEM. So looking at the bass region, actually the bass is quite tight in the mix. So actually for some people, you might call this bass light. So it goes pretty deep. I would say this is still more of a monitor type of presentation, very tight of a presentation. Maybe reminds me of a Tinaudio, maybe T3 kind of bass in the mix. So not that big of a presentation, quite tight. Will be good for some monitoring, and also maybe some mixing as well, because you can hear all the parts of the spectrum. To the separation here in this IM is really good here because of this kind of bass presentation. So in the other side for me, in my personal preference, I find this a bit too bass light for my liking. Here in this track for I Shot the Sheriff, I'm expecting a bit more oomph in the bass here. So for me, it's lacking a bit of impact in the bass region. So I'm looking for a bit more oomph in the bass there, a bit more impactfulness in the bass, and this doesn't give me that. So going to Let's Groove, Earth, Wind, and Fire. Actually, looking at the vocals here are quite nice for me. So they're more of a bright vocal presentation, reminds me a lot of the HZ sound Heart Mirror, which is one of my vocal favorites here. So the vocals pushes through the mix easily. So for me, vocals, you can hear it nicely in the mix, and again, because of that more toned down bass here, the separation, the clarity of the vocals is really great here. And also more of an aggressive type of presentation in the vocal region. So it's really airy of a listen here. So a lot of energy in the vocals, and again, being a bright vocal presentation, so you can definitely hear it in the mix. It pushes through the mix easily. So looking at the female vocals here, so the female vocals for me are better positioned compared to the male vocals. So actually for me, this has a hint of shoutiness for me, maybe a bit too aggressive of a presentation, especially in some tracks. It's nearly there, so maybe for some people you will notice this. So for some people who's not sensitive to fatigue, this might be okay for you. So it's kind of on the edge of that, on the edge of shoutiness for me. In terms of the vocal presentation as well, it's more in the clean side. So much like the bass, the mids as well, the vocal presentation is more in the clean side of presentation. So this is not going to be your lush, smooth vocal. Again, the vocals here reminds me a lot of the Tinaudios of the world, maybe the T3s of the world. So something that you can use for some mixing here. That is what I am seeing, and also monitoring as well can be good. So if you're gonna use it for some vocal monitoring, you can definitely hear your voice easily in the mix here because of that nice separation. So looking at the top end, so it's definitely really extended in the mix here, really energetic as well in the mix, really airy in the mix. So here in jumping in Joe Satriani, the guitar part here really shines in the mix. This is one of the most aggressive. So this might be one of the better ones for guitar tracks that I've listened to in this price range. And yeah, because of that clarity focused, presentation, the guitarist pushes through the mix nicely here. But there may be one issue that I encountered here on top is you're actually getting ample 12K here, maybe a bit too much 12K for me in the mix. That at first it introduces a bit of fatigue when listening to this for a long listening session. And sometimes it can have a bit of thin body in the cymbals in some tracks. Like here in Joe Satriani's Jumping In, I find the cymbals to have a bit of splashiness there on top. And in this price range for me, that kind of issues is not supposed to be there for me, especially for the $150 price range here. So let's try some That's What I Like by Bruno Mars. So actually for the soundstage, quite expansive here. So I do like the soundstage here overall. So above average for me, so not the biggest that I've heard still, but above average for me in the soundstage presentation. Separation great here, one of the best in this price range that I've listened to because of that more toned down bass, and also that maybe clean presentation in the overall sound separation is really good. Detail above average for me, not the most detailed pair that I've listened to, but not that bad in the overall presentation. Alright, next let's go to the signature. So looking at the signature here, so it's definitely more of a bright neutral type of signature to the ear. So it's a fairly level graph, but it's definitely bright here. You're getting ample 12K in the mix. Also getting elevated 5K as well, and the bass is not that prominent in the mix. So yeah, this might be one of the bigger 12Ks that I've seen here in this price range. So from the bass region, you're getting a fairly level rise going to around 600 hertz region, and then after that it goes down really slightly to around 1K, and then after that it goes up to around 2K here with a small elevation. And then after that it goes down to around 3K, and then after that it goes up to around 3.5K with a small elevation there. And then after that it goes down to around 5K, and then after that it goes up to around 5K, 6K region here with that still a small rise here, and then after that it goes down to around 7K, and then after that you're getting a really big 12K on top here. So one of the bigger 12Ks that I have seen here in this channel. So this gives it a really airy sound on top, really extended treble on top. So clarity focused IM through and through, and as you guys can see, the bass is not that elevated here in the mix. So definitely yes, this is more of a treble, hence IM through and through. A lot of 12K in the mix here, but yeah, for me personally, I do find the 12K to be a bit much, especially here in this price range. Alright, so what do I think of the OH1S's? Do I like it or not, and who is this for? So again, this is for those people who's looking for a clarity and focused IM. So this is one of the few in this price range that is like that. And for guitar tracks, this really shined in the mix because you have a lot of air there at the top. And for monitoring as well, this will work really fine for vocal monitoring because of that bright vocal presentation. So the vocals will shine in the mix. For live monitoring, this will be nice as well because of that nice separation. You can hear the separation in the instruments really nicely, and because the separation is really good here, this can be used for some mixing as well. So for those kinds of usages, this might work. However, for me, I didn't particularly like this that much. So first, this has some shoutiness in some areas, especially on top here in the 12K. So I did encounter a bit of fatigue when listening to this. And also I did find that the bass is a bit too light for my liking. So for me personally, in some tracks, I'm looking for a bit more oomph in the bass there. And also for me, some cymbals is a bit splashy for my liking. So I would say, yeah, not as bad as your maybe cheaper counterparts, but for this price range, I'm expecting a bit more. So yeah, for me in the $150 price range, this didn't really impress me. So if this is maybe under $100, maybe so, but for the $150 plus price range, this is not something that I particularly like in the overall sound. So even if the unboxing experience is one of the best that I have seen, and also the build quality of this is one of the best that I've seen, so sound for the price, I'm not that impressed with the IKKO OH1S. And I will go with other top 5s here in this channel. So for a hybrid, you should go maybe with the Star C's in this regard. So those kinds of IMs, or maybe the Tinaudios of the world as well, will be better compared to your OH1Ss. Alright, so that's my take with the IKKO OH1S. So actually tried to maybe change up my mic for today just to change things up a bit. So I kind of missed using this mic here. And maybe in the future I'm gonna use maybe a boom mic as well. So maybe in several videos I will try to change my mic from time to time. Because yeah, I do like my mics here in this channel as well. Actually, there's some mics that might be coming to us here in this channel, so we might be getting more audio content here in this channel, not just IEMs but also mics and maybe amplifiers in general. So maybe that is a growth potential for us here in this channel in the future. So yeah, I'm quite excited about that. So if you learned something, of course, leave a like and subscribe for more content like this in the future. Thanks for watching, and I'm gonna see you guys in the next zpolt review. Bye.